One of the concerns of today is marine littering. Did you know marine environment has more than 1 million birds and 10,000 marine mammals die each year from becoming entangled in or ingesting marine litter? So what is your name?
Hi, I'm Shell Webster. I'm the Marine Science Center Education Coordinator.
And what do you do for a living?
Here at the Marine Science Center, I run all the education programs. We've had 100,000 visitors last year, and so I do the summer camp programs, all of the school field trips, and any guest tour.
And how do you feel about marine littering?
Well, that is a good question, isn't it? There's lots of different types of marine litter, and the marine litter can become marine litter in lots of different ways. It could be that it was left on the beach by beachgoers, and so it becomes, washed out to sea, or marine litter. It could get spilt overboard. It could be, in all different ways. It could be balloons being let off, and now they've gone down into the ocean. So there's lots of different ways that marine litter gets in there. Also, the big one right now is microplastics. And I'm sure you guys have heard of that. These are things that are getting in the water that we don't even realize when we've had toothpaste with the microplastic microbeads or facial wash, and it is washed down the sink and it's not getting filtered out in the sewage treatment plants, and it ends up in the ocean. So the problem with plastic especially, it breaks down, it becomes brittle, and then it becomes a toxic sponge. So things stick to it, and then it's toxic plastic. So because people say, well, what's the big deal about plastic in the ocean? Well, now it's toxic plastic. So all of the marine animals that are opening their mouths to eat in the ocean, they're taking in these little toxins. So then we find a lot of our turtles, the bellies and the burbs are full of small pieces of plastic. So then a bird's thinking, well, I'm not hungry because my stomach's half full. So we're finding that birds are actually dying of starvation. It becomes an impaction on turtles, so it's stuck inside their intestines and they're not pooping. So when they come here, we have to give them medication to give them diarrhea to try and shoot things out, because you can't cut into a turtle. So marine. It's traveling up the food chain too, because the smaller fish that are eating it, bigger fish are eating, and who is eventually going to get that on our dinner plate? So I'm sure that we have plastics in our systems. So that's a big issue.
And how do you think we can prevent it?
There's lots of different ways that humans can prevent it, and it's just making a couple of changes. Everybody can do it. It's things like saying no plastic bags at the grocery store, take your own bags, and not just the grocery store, like the mall. Anytime you go out shopping, you just say, hey, no plastic. Restaurants, a big one. Now this is a big one. No straw, thank you. That's a huge one. Americans actually use enough straws, plastic straws, every day to fill up 127 school buses, which is crazy. It's picking up trash on the beach, even if you haven't left it there. I always say take 3, so at least take 3 things when you leave the beach. I mean, I take my bag and clean up the litter anyway every time I go. And it's not just on the beach. Whenever you're out and about, pick your litter up. The biggest thing that we can do, because we can be, putting this in our environment and then also having to clean it up, so that it's a never-ending cycle. The biggest thing that we need to do is stop the actual usage on the front end. So don't buy things. When you're going to the grocery store, be aware of what you're buying. Everything that we use plastics in everyday life. And when you think about the amount of plastics, and so that would be it. It would be stop the actual to try and cut down on your buying it at that end. So that's pretty much it. You're welcome. Bye.